Welcome to the Safari, aka my car. I just wanted to make a probably quick follow up video to yesterday's video where in the first part of the video I was talking about how so much of this online scene we see in regards to the law of assumption, law of attraction, sensationalistic manifesting advice, so much of that scene is just a sham, right? Yesterday's video, I suggest you watch it instead of this one or before this one if you haven't watched it yet, if this subject interests you. But one thing I said in that video, or didn't make clear, I basically misspoke, that I thought was worth making a follow-up video for those of you who are interested, because I think it provides a little bit more context to what I was discussing yesterday when I said this stuff's a sham a lot of the time. I said that, I'm all for people taking expensive courses and, getting coaching or counseling or therapy or whatever that costs a lot of money. But yesterday I said, I've done that myself. And I said that, I really haven't done it that much for this LOA stuff. But I've done it for, spiritual stuff, counseling stuff, stress management stuff like that. I misspoke in that I have also done it for law of attraction stuff, okay? I just want to make that clear. It's not like, I talk about all these LOA or law of assumption manifesting ideas and I've never gotten coaching or taken courses or, whatever in regards to it. Quite the contrary. I've spent thousands of dollars on coaching and, manifesting courses, if you want to call it that. I spent thousands of dollars last year on that stuff. I'm all for that. Like I said yesterday, that's not what I'm talking about or what I was discussing yesterday when I was making all those criticisms. What I was mainly criticizing is that the very popular LOA scene and basically the entire law of assumption scene, the entire Neville scene, from what I can glean, from what I've surveyed over the last year or two in regards to how it's promoted on social media, almost all of it, from what I can tell, is shallow. And the coaching and the programs, the courses offered, in my opinion, are not going to take you where you want to go. They're going to fail to deliver most of the time. And the large majority of these law of assumption teachers, as well as the large majority of law of attraction manifesting teachers in general, they make these huge promises, and they don't come close to giving you the benefits of those promises. You don't see the outcomes that you want so often, from what I've seen. I've just spoken to way too many people, had way too many clients that have been disappointed in these coaches and courses, especially law of assumption style coaches, with the advice they give and how it fails to live up to what they say it's going to do. And, that's a big effing problem. That's a big, big problem. There's very little accountability in the manifesting space, the manifesting community in general, and certainly the law of assumption Neville community. There's all these people making sensationalistic claims about what they can do and all the power they have, how they're master manifestors. And then when they have you pay them, money for their advice, for what they claim they can do and what they claim they can help you do, they usually cannot live up to their claims. I am an advocate of if these ideas interest you, if you want help, not only getting coaching, like one-on-one coaching like I offer, like some people, I've never been coached or counseled by I mentioned Caleb, the guy who does SP coaching. Caleb seems like a good SP coach. I've never worked with him, so I can't say, but someone like that who's actually going to treat you like an individual and not just give you dogmatic phrases and just persist, but actually treat you as a real human being, and psychologically, treat you like you're a real person and deal with what's coming up, right? I'm all for that kind of coaching, pretty obviously, right? And that's what I try to offer people. But I'm also, I have no problem with these more like, manifesting mindset coaches that do make big claims as long as they can kind of back up their big claims. For instance, like Amanda Francis, I've often mentioned her on this channel. I got into her like, I think like less than 2 years ago, and she wasn't as big then as she is now, but she was still pretty big. And she makes a lot of big claims. And her coaching programs, the courses that she offers, they're pretty expensive, right? Her courses start in the hundreds of dollars range and go up into the thousands very quickly. And she makes big claims, but she can deliver on some of those claims. I'm not saying she can deliver on all of those claims, but she can deliver on some of those claims. And she's someone who's unique and interesting to listen to be coached by, or to be taught by in a course setting. Likewise, Genevieve Rackham, I've mentioned her before. She's like another, mindset, money manifesting coach. She says a bunch of stuff that I disagree with. She makes a lot of highfalutin claims, but she also has a bunch of good, interesting advice and unique insights that she gives. They're unique insights is the key here. Unique sensibilities, working with you as an individual, like addressing your psychological needs and like what actually happens when you're trying to manifest better things in your life, and doing it in a unique way. That's like what a good coach or course will do for you in regards to manifesting stuff, in regards to understanding these manifesting principles better. I do not think it's wise to just try to find out on this stuff by yourself. I mean, it can be, don't get me wrong, but I'm really glad that I've had some coaching and taken some courses along the way. It's helped me expand my horizons and understand, I think, these principles and how to apply them in my own life a lot better. Taking like, group coaching or courses with someone like Genevieve, or, like a course from Amanda Francis. It's helped, or someone like, I'm just trying to think of different people like, Matt Fury, like I've taken like a short course of like his, for instance. He's the guy who runs the Psycho-Cybernetics Foundation, and he's had a lot of success in his other life, not just this like spiritual LOA life, but like, he's a successful business person, mindset mentor to people. Like, I'm glad that like I've taken a course by him. Most of the courses I've taken in regards to manifesting, I've been very, very gratified and happy I've taken, right? What I was getting at with yesterday's video is that the courses and the coaches you see promoting themselves in regards to the law of assumption are probably not like that for most of you. They're not going to give you that kind of value. They're not going to provide you that kind of value. It's a different thing. It's a subtle thing. But yeah, I mean, I think it helps to hear commentary in regards to like Neville stuff or Joseph Murphy stuff or Abraham Hicks stuff. I want to hear other people's viewpoint of that besides just the original teacher. At least a lot of the time I do. But if you're looking for other viewpoints and you just go on YouTube, good luck. I mean, you're probably going to be fucked, as most of you probably already know if you do that, because you're going to hear so many stupid, invalidated, dumb, demeaning viewpoints in regards to that teaching that it's going to hurt you, not help you. If you try to find out about Neville and the law of assumption on YouTube or from these law of assumption gurus, you're going to get fucked. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time. So that's what I was trying to get at yesterday. And I just wanted to follow up today to make that clear, that I really do advocate taking coaches and courses, taking coaching or, taking courses or whatever about this stuff that we often talk about on this channel, as well as, if it interests you, like different psychology courses or self-improvement courses or spiritual courses or whatever. But beware of the sensationalistic hype. And if there's teachers, hyping stuff in that way, chances are they're full of shit. And we're all full of shit in some way, but the chances are that the teachers who are really being sensationalistic about it, like so many of these law of assumption, SP coaches and stuff like that, I would be wary. But that doesn't mean that if you like, vibe with someone or like, I really like agree with their sensibilities, that you shouldn't take a course with them or something, or coaching with them or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just, use common sense, and in that way, having other voices talking about Neville, Abraham Hicks, stuff like that, mindset stuff, in terms of like relationships or money or whatever. It's very helpful to have some modern voices that can help you do that, not just the old timers. But we just don't see it enough on social media and on YouTube. So I try to be one of those voices of sanity, and I know I sound sane at least some of the time, which is more than can be said for a lot of these folks on here. If you have questions, obviously you can let me know. I can be reached at info@radicalcounselor.com. Until next time.